Money Magic Q&A live session. So I am super, super excited to welcome you all. Thank you for being here, for coming with your curiosity, with your questions, with your excitement. And I am just going to open it straight up. You're here because you're curious about money magic, and I would love to hear your questions. So you can either type questions in the chat box, or you can say me in the chat, and I'm here to answer them. Welcome. So Money Magic, while I'm waiting for you to put your questions in, is a 9-week program to really give you all of the tools, not just practical tools to manage your money, but also the emotional clearing and shifting tools, the money mindset shifting tools. So really clearing through your money blocks, and also the tools to calm your nervous system so that you can be great with money. And this is one of the distinctions in my work with money. And one of the differences between this work and so many of the other money programs out there is that there are some money programs that are all about shifting through your money blocks, and they're very about the psychology and emotional aspects of money. And then there are other money programs that are really about the practical. And because I've been running this program for 15 years, one of the things that really distinguishes this program is that it's all of the aspects. It's body, mind, and soul. So I'd love your questions. I see a whole lot of you have arrived. Thank you for being here with your curiosity. I'm here to answer your questions, and to thank you for actually being here live. I have got a bonus for all of you. So those of you who are a little bit shy about asking your questions straight off the bat, first, let's start with the bonus. And the bonus is one of my subliminal reprogramming tracks. It's a musical track that you listen to in the background, and it is me sharing with you underneath in a very low frequency, so you can hardly hear me speaking. You just really hear the music on top. And I am doing affirmations. And if you were in my masterclass about 2 weeks ago, the 6 steps to your money, ease, confidence, and thriving, then you would have learned about affirmations. Affirmations is a tool that I use. They're different from affirmations. Affirmations is a tool that I use to help you shift your beliefs by creating new neural pathways. And I'm saying a whole lot of affirmations underneath that your subconscious mind will hear to bring you into good vibes with money. So those of you who joined me on the masterclass last week, you would have got the subliminal reprogramming for relax and release with money. And this is a subliminal reprogramming called Get into the Good Vibes. And so Maker, please put the link into the chat. For some reason, I can't see any questions in the chat or anything in the chat. Okay, there we go. There's the Good Vibes music. So if you click on there, I always love to give as many bonuses and tools as possible. So just the fact that you're even here in the room, let's hear where you all are from. So Penny said hello from Penny. Tell me which city in the world you're in. Type in the type box. Let me know where you are. And I am so excited to connect with you and to answer your questions. So type in the type box. Let me know which city you are in. Okay, so Anna Marie is from Stockholm in Sweden. Hello. So lovely to have you here. Maker is in St. Francis. Fabulous to have you, Maker, always. Who else have we got? And I trust that you've clicked on that link, you've downloaded the Good Vibes. And let me know which city you're in. And then I'm open for questions. And it can be questions about money. It can be questions about the Money Magic program, whatever you are curious about. Jennifer is with us from Toronto in Canada. Bongi is in the Free State Province in South Africa. Beautiful. Thank you. Type in the type box if you want to type your question, or you can just say me in the type box and I'll put you onto microphone. As quick and as simple as that. So while I'm waiting for you to do that, because I know it seems that some of you are a little bit nervous about asking your questions, One of the people that I have here live with me tonight is a previous Money Magicer, and she did the Money Magic program in 2018. And she was in a dire financial situation when she did the Money Magic program. And I really wanted her to just share some of her experience and where she was at and what her experience was and how it was for her. And then please feel free, type in your questions or put up your hand and I'll pop you onto microphone. But I'd love to introduce you to Maker, who's been one of my amazing Money Magic students. Maker, unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Donna. Thank you, thank you. Um, so I just answered somebody had a question to me directly, and like, oh, I don't know. And that is what most people experience. It's such a catch-22 situation. Yes, I know I want to change my money situation, but there's no money to change it. So I was there. I was in that situation in 2018. I actually just had no extras. I had three young children. I needed to buy nappies, formula, and then yeah, there was only not much left. And I felt something inside me. I felt such an hunger and such a determination that I only can express like almost like a fire. That's it. That's it. I just do not want to survive from month to month and little bits at a time, just hoping that you get through the month. Like if you get paid on the 25th every month, then by this time in the third of the next month, you're already having stomach pains because so much is already disappeared. And I was like, no, this is not the future I want for my family. I don't want that for me. It's not healthy for our marriage because that gave pressure on it. Um, it really had to change. So I actually asked a good friend to borrow money so that I could do this. And the magic, what happened, and there is no logical explanation, but the magic that happened is that by the end of the 9-week program, I was able to pay back this person. And for the first time ever, we had money in our savings account. So I paid back and I saved. And I was like, how? How is this even possible? But that's the magic of this program because it's so holistic. It really, like I had patterns, I had beliefs, I had certain energy around money that I wasn't aware of, and you clean it up, you declutter basically, and then you also get the practical tools, simple tools that is easy to apply. Um, and then yeah, your money magic journey really starts taking shape, and I cannot stretch enough. I'm like, guys, if you're here and you're listening, and I do not get paid from Donna to say this, let's be clear. But if you are considering it, then really, really just do it. Really do it. Um, it's such a huge value for yourself, for your if you have children, for your children, if you are having a partner, for your like your relationship, it's huge. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. And yeah, I
So,
just like,
Maker, I just want to give a
yeah,
context for people because where you were at is okay, things were tight month to month, but you'd also just been through a liquidation, a business
yeah,
liquidation. You and your husband had your own business, and that had been
yeah,
liquidated. So you were also in a lot of debt. right,
Yeah.
at the time. And
Yeah.
one of the things that I want to get very clear with people is that money magic is not a quick fix. Like anyone who's promising you quick fix on your money stuff, really like just run a mile. Because for me, I always like to say money magic is a get rich slow program. Like you put the right practices in place, and over 3, 5, 10, 15 years, you create the kind of financial independence, financial security, financial freedom that you want, right? So you are like 7 years later from 2018. Okay.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the difference in your life now? Like, how was it to get out of the debt? Where are you at financially? Because sure, after
Yeah.
9 weeks you were able to pay the money back and had a little bit of savings, amazing. But I
Mm.
also know you've had ups and downs on your money journey, and I've watched it because I've coached you for 7 years. So share a little bit, and then there's more questions coming
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. So thanks. Um, it's definitely it's not a straight line. That's for sure. But the debts are gone, which is like amazing. And yeah, we were um, nearly 750,000 rand in debt. So that's gone. And we are nearly just as much in the plus. So it's that the concept of paying off debts and saving at the same time is just like I couldn't comprehend that before I started, but it does happen. But what I mostly, so that's just numbers, the feeling of, like I've got money now in a pocket, and it's holiday in South Africa, and I've got money there sitting for us to do fun stuff. I can do fun things with my children, and I don't have to scrap or scratch it together. We can do that. And one of my drives is to make memories with them. And it doesn't always need to cost money, but some things do. Um, and we can do that. And I don't have to just say no automatically because there's nothing. So that really gave me also more of a spacious feeling. I have been teaching my children how how to deal with money. So we are on a journey there, which is, I mean, before they finish school, they know how to deal with investments and everything. I mean, wow. That to me is worth so much. That's an education on its own. You can't even actually compare the investment of this program with that, what you can pass on. So I don't know if that's,
Yeah, that's
and
beautiful.
I've
Beautiful.
many,
And I
I've
know that
many,
you've also got, you know, Maker was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and she was a farmer's wife, and she was in the middle of nowhere in the country, right? And she then turned things around and was able to like create income out of a little Airbnb opportunity that she worked out, started creating her own income. She really took on the role of being the chief financial officer of her family. She started managing the money, the budgets, the getting out of debt, the saving. She also started investing. And that in itself has been a journey for her. And she's now seeing her investments grow. And at the beginning of this year, she shared with me that she and her husband are now looking to buy an apartment near the beach so that they can have it as a retirement apartment for themselves when they want it. And all of these things. So, it's once you get the foundation in place and the 9 weeks, about 4 to 5 hours a week, and that includes the 1.5 hour webinars every week. So it's about an hour to listen or read the modules. It's about an hour and a half to be on the webinar with me live coaching you. And then the other 2.5 hours is for you to do your exercises. And that's written exercises. Sometimes they're practical exercises for you to do in your money life. And then also to be feeding back on our Facebook group. And we have a community on our Facebook group that is phenomenal. And one of the things that's amazing for me is that there are so many taboos when it comes to money. Money is the most taboo subject in our society. You're more likely to talk to friends of yours about politics or sex than you are ever to discuss money. And so many of my students find such relief. And someone here is asking a question about nervous system. One of the things that really calms people's nervous system just in this program is being in a community where talking about money is completely normalized, talking about the challenges of money and talking about the successes of money, and talking and celebrating money flowing, and also being able to talk candidly about the challenges of money. So, and feeling the relief of like, oh my goodness, I'm not the only one, because people are in such like shame and guilt around, oh my goodness, I'm the only one who hasn't got my financial shit together. Okay, so there's a whole lot of questions. Thank you so much, Maker, for sharing. Absolutely awesome. So Henriette is on my team, and she is looking at the Facebook Live. And there are also questions coming from there. So she says, is there flexibility in the program for different financial situations and goals? So the answer to that question is absolutely. Now, I have 3 types of students mainly who come to this program, and you'll find yourself in one of these. In fact, I'd love you to share with me which one you are. So I have those people who are deeply in debt. The weight of the debt sits on your shoulders. And sometimes you manage to get your head above water with the debt, but then next thing, a few months later or a few years later, you're back in the debt and you're in this debt trap, debt cycle. And I have had people who have been like crazily deeply in debt do this program and find their ways out of it quicker than they could have even imagined, right? So that's group number 1. Group number 2 is you're not in a lot of debt. Your debt is manageable, but you're still living from paycheck to paycheck. So you get your money, and by the end of the month, like most of the money is gone, if not all of the money is gone, and you're in this little treadmill of like just waiting for the next paycheck. And feeling the pressure of that. And sometimes I have students who come who are top earners that are still in that cycle. Like, it doesn't actually matter how much you earn. It's just a cycle. And that's one of the reasons why I do money belief work and money emotion work, to break you out of these kind of patterns and cycles, right? And then the third group of people do have some savings. They're not living from paycheck to paycheck. They don't have a lot of debt, but they know that they haven't been taking care of their financial future, and they're really very scared and insecure about investing. They might have already like given their investments to a financial advisor, but they're not sure about the jargon, and they don't know whether the financial advisor is giving them the right advice or not, or they know they need to invest, but they're just like, oh my goodness, can't see the wood for the trees. And so for all of these groups, the program will fit in where you are. Now, if you're one of those people who's deeply in debt, chances are on the first round of the program, you're going to be focusing on that and saving and shifting things rather than the investing. And that's fine. It's one of the reasons why I have lifetime access to this program. And every year when I run the program live, you can come back and you revise it and you get my coaching and my guidance. It's one of the reasons why I know Maker's Journey is so in depth, because literally every single year for 7 years, Maker comes back, she does the program, and I get to see her journey. And she asks me the next level questions, because in the first year, she wasn't even thinking about investing. She was just like, oh my God, I've got to get myself out of this like dramatic situation. But by the 3rd year, she absolutely was like, okay, I've got some savings, and how, like, I'm almost out of my debt. And okay, so now what about investing? Okay, so does that answer your question? Is there any, oh, and I would love to hear from you. Are you a number 1? in debt? Oh my goodness, how do I get out? Are you a number 2 who is living paycheck to paycheck, or are you a number 3? I'm actually okay, but oh my goodness, I'm so scared of investing. Type in the type box. Let me know what number you are. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, more questions. So, Anna Maria says, I've been on a healing journey for a long, long time. Nervous system healing has been so vital for the past year. What kind of nervous system balancing tools do you use? Anna Maria, were you on my nervous system webinar that I did last week? Also, I wanted to share. So we do EFT tapping. We do guided meditations for your nervous system. And then on the masterclass last week, I taught breath work. I taught humming. I taught cycling through your senses. All of these things I use in this program. So absolutely, nervous system regulation is a huge part of this process and program. Also, I wanted to share that in one of your meditations a couple of weeks ago, I could finally access on a body and soul level one of the biggest reasons I'm in my financial situation and repelling money. So thank you. So that kind of aha that you had doing one of my meditations is the kind of aha you're going to be getting every single week on Money Magic, like for the 9 weeks. And then you'll continue to get them every time as you're revising the live program, because you'll be at the next expanded level of your financial journey, and then the next level and the next level. She said, I've always had a little bit of money saved. The thing is, I'm paying off debt and I have a fairly good money mindset in a way, even if I've had and still have programmings from my childhood and ancestral. So talking about ancestral, we also do ancestral clearing in this program. So I love the practical of money as much as I love the energy work and energy alignment and woo-woo. And so if you love the woo-woo and you're not so cool on the practical, or you're great on the practical, but you're not so cool on the woo-woo, come and join this program and get a great balance of both. Is there any personal coaching? Absolutely. So every single weekday in the program, I am on the Facebook group. This is not the type of program, and I know that there are hundreds and thousands of online programs now. I first started running online programs in 2009, where people had no idea what a webinar was, and I had to explain to them. It's a seminar online. And so because I've been running programs online for so long, I've seen the evolution of programs, and so much of the digital online world these days, it drives me fucking bananas, excuse my language, but like, this is a pet peeve of mine. Now are like big brain dumps of information, and like it's a way for the creator to make loads of money, and they brain dump information on you, but they don't really care about you going through the material and getting the results. And I deeply care about my students getting the results. And it's one of the reasons I have a number of online programs that I do. I teach in the areas of manifesting money and magic. And over 65% of my students who do one course with me do more than one course with me. And the reason why is because they get great results from the courses that they do. And I also really have put things in place to keep you participating in the program. And one of those things is that every weekday, I'm coaching you on Facebook. So if you go into the Facebook group and you're sharing, asking questions, sharing your experience, I will coach you there. And then 8 times during the program. So once a week, we start on week 2 with our first webinar, so that you've got a week to go through the first bit of information. And once we go through the first week, we start our webinars. The webinars are on different days of the week, because I know some of you have got like pottery on a Tuesday or dancing on a Wednesday. So the webinars are on different days, and I think that they're already in the chat. In fact, I'm going to actually share them here, those dates for you. So the dates are those dates. Those are the webinar dates, just to let you know. So you can see. And there are 8 of them.
In the chat, Donna.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, I said they're in the chat, but just in case people are watching the video, I just want to let them know that these are the dates. And the time is a little bit later than the current time. So it's 7:30 South African time. They're an hour and a half, but I tend to go on as long as there are questions. So they're 7:30 South African time, 6:30 UK time, For those in the US, it's 1:30 Eastern Standard and 10:30 Pacific. And in those actual webinars, I'm just answering your questions. I'm just taking one person after the next person after the next person and coaching you. And if there is energy clearing needed, we do it. If there's ancestral clearing needed, we do it. If there is a practical question like, what should I invest in next? We do that. If there is a practical question about, about your debt, about savings, about vehicle finance, about paying off your home loan, that's what we end up doing. And one of the beauties of running this program as a group program is there is so much what I call surrogate coaching happening. So if you've got a question, guaranteed there are at least another 5 people on the group who have the same question, may not even know that they have the question, and get so much benefit out of just watching the answer and getting coached. And so that's the answer to that question. Okay. So lots more questions coming through. Thank you for answering your questions. Jennifer says, I'm at a crossroads at this time. I've been dealing with various health issues, which I believe were compounded by doing the wrong type of work. Yeah, that happens. I still do not know the right path as yet. Do you think this will help in aligning with my Dharma? So, Jennifer, this money work does ripple out into other areas of your life. For sure. But the focus of this work is on your relationship with money and not on your relationship with work or purpose. So I've had a lot of people who do this program who end up getting dream jobs, end up following career paths that they absolutely love. But that's just as a result of getting into right relationship with money. And it's a ripple effect. It's not a cause and effect. So I can't say to you, this is the program that's going to absolutely align you with your Dharma. No. This is going to align you to be in great relationship with money. And a lot of people have the relationship between work and money confused, because so many people equate that work equals money. And it's one of the big beliefs that we unravel during the Money Magic program. So most people think if they work more on work or their purpose or their Dharma, that their money will somehow sort out. But actually, money only sorts out when you work on the relationship and the energy with money. Does that help? Let me know if there's any more. Okay, so there's a little question about the live calls. I've received a lump sum in inheritance, says Bongi, and I want it to grow, and I want to be led by the divine as to how to handle the money better. I see improvement in my money, but I still feel that money still vanishes and refuses to grow or expand. For example, starting a business is hard. I got a credit card for money to start a business, selling healing salts because I'm into spirituality, but never bought the products, and instead an emergency came up. So Bongi, this is one of the reasons why I absolutely teach the emotional aspects of money, the mindset and psychological aspects of money, as well as the practical and the spiritual aspects of money, how to connect to abundance and divine, rather than just the practical aspects of money. Because I could sit here now and I could give you a huge amount of advice on investments, and in the program I do. By the end of the program, you absolutely have an investment plan. And if you've got a lump sum inheritance, you will know where to do it, and you will have done some of your own research and been sent to the right avenues to feel comfortable that you're making the right decision for you. And this is something that I also say. So as an example, when I talk about investments to some of my students are really concerned in like investing in the stock exchange, because what happens if suddenly some of their money ends up in oil companies or tobacco companies or environmentally abusive companies that they don't agree with the ethics of. And so I deal with all of those. Like, how do you invest according to your values? And it's absolutely appropriate. And this is a question that so many women ask. It's absolutely appropriate to invest according to your own values. And you can make money investing according to the values that you hold. There are so many investment options that it is possible to do that. But being in an environment and a community where you're able to ask those questions and not feel like you're being stupid, where you're able to ask those questions of me and also of my Money Magic mentors and also of the community that has had that experience, and not just some financial advisor who's getting his commissions because he sells you this product, is hugely valuable. So number one, will you get investment advice? Absolutely. Aligned to your values and how the divine is guiding you? Absolutely. And number two, will you start breaking some of those patterns around what happens to your money, like money just disappearing, money going to emergency things when actually it was supposed to be going to something else? Yes, because that's a big part of what we do, breaking the patterns, the psychological, emotional, and habitual patterns that you've got around money, sometimes even ancestral. Question. What's special about money? What makes money special? Yeah, that's all. What a fantastic question. What makes money special? Money is incredibly special. That's such a great question. I've never been asked that question before, and I love it because I have such a special relationship with money. Money is special because it connects every single human being on this planet with every single other human being on this planet in a way of exchange, giving and receiving value for value. And so it is the physical, tangible representation of our energy exchanging between each other in this giving, receiving, reciprocity, value exchange. I love that. I love that that is what money is, this incredible web that connects us. And what's special about money is that when you start to be in great relationship with it, it is an incredible relationship partner. And it wants you to be in great relationship with it. Most people in the world, 95% of the world, are not in great relationship with money. We go into the reasons why on the Money Magic program. And it's really because most people have started off having a negative perception or negative early money memories in their childhood. And so have never even thought about developing a relationship with money and going through the 6 stages of developing a relationship with money, which is actually the process that I take you through in the Money Magic program. We go over the 9 weeks, we go through the 6 stages of developing a lifelong relationship with money. And we go through each step, step by step by step by step, and I give you tools for every step along the way. What also makes money special is that it's a neutral energy. So there are a lot of people that perceive money as bad, and there are a lot of people who perceive money as good. But money is actually a neutral energy. It takes on the properties of the person that the person or the company or the entity or the community or the country that it flows through. So anyone who's got perceptions of like dirty money or greedy money or negative money, it's often because you've actually witnessed money flowing through a person, a company, a country that has those characteristics. And so that has been imbued by the money. And money is an amplifier. So it amplifies whatever the properties are of the person, company, community, or country that it flows through. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about women being great with money, and why I teach this work, because more and more our values as women need to be amplified on this planet. So Penny says, "Hi Donna, I'm at a place where I can't see the wood for the trees, as I had to retire from my job due to a health issue, and my poor nervous system has taken a huge blow, as I have to earn money to pay the bills. I got a small retirement payout, which I've used up over the last 4 months to pay all the bills and debt, and while I rebuild my client base on a product I used to sell. But it takes time." It does, Penny. And if you are coming out of health issues, and nervous system stuff, it can feel really daunting and really, really, really tough. So step number one, because not everyone is able to do my Money Magic program at this time, I know that that's the case. If you are, please join us. If you're not, that's fine. Please email my team and ask for the 2 masterclasses that I've just recently done. The one was on the 6 steps to financial ease, confidence, and thriving. And the other one was on money and your nervous system. Both of those are packed with tools that are going to help you that you can start using from today. I also have a free ebook on my website called Money and You, and you can download that. Also more tools. So I do lots of free tools to really help people who are in situations where you feel like you are stuck tight and you can't move. Now you might say, oh my goodness, okay, well, is that really going to help me? I had someone who's one of my top star pupils on Money Magic, who was desperate to do my program in 2015, couldn't afford it, did all the free tools she could, and literally, and she was deeply, deeply in debt. In fact, she was in debt review. And she did all the free tools and really applied them. Because there's one thing to like listen to a masterclass and think that's great, and there's another thing to actually apply the tools. And she actually applied them. And by the time the next round of Money Magic came, which was at that stage like 7 or 8 months later, she was able to afford the program, and she did the program. She is now in a multimillionaire. Unbelievable. Like, her transformation and turnaround has been phenomenal. And just start somewhere. So Penny, I know it feels like you're constrained and constricted, but just start. And the best place to start is on the money mindset stuff, on the emotional stuff. And there are loads of tools in those 2 masterclasses. Okay. How do you clear the ancestral beliefs around money? It's a process that I do in the Money Magic program. I use part of my woo-woo energy work, and we do ancestral clearing. So making money has always been hard work. Making money, that it's hard work to make money, let me tell you, it is such a prevalent belief. It is one that really we start to shift, but sometimes with that belief, there are onion layers and onion layers and onion layers of it. It's one that's also so firmly held in our collective consciousness. Penny says, I'm currently having a huge problem with my mind and having enough money by the end of the month. I'm waking up at 3:30 in the morning, having cold sweats in absolute fear. So Penny, money and your nervous system masterclass, for sure, especially if you're in that kind of survival reaction. Lebo says, Donna, so I had this new 3-month contract, which started immediately in June, and it's with a client who has a good ethical relationship in terms of me and him. But I was smarter this time and outlined the basis terms for taking on the project. And unfortunately, he owed me money from May in a different project and now from June. I instinctually feel the best thing to do is cut my losses and rather get the 2 invoices owed. Am I overreacting or cutting off a pattern which can negatively affect my state? No, you're not overreacting, particularly because you're on one of my other programs. Lebo is on my 7 Levels of Abundance program. And because I've been coaching you for the last 3 months, there is this pattern going on for you of money and non-payments and holding on. And so absolutely not. I would just say no more work until all the payments is done. Bongi says, amazing answer and so much clarity. Thank you. How can we get husbands on board? Or can we be effective in the program without them being on board too? So, Bongi, what a fantastic question. And this is a question so many of my students ask. So many of my students. So, here's the key. One of the things you can do is let your husband know that you are doing this program and you would love to have him participate with you. Now, I have some students who chat to their husbands and their husband jumps on board and also joins them for their program. If you're going to do it as a couple, like as a husband and wife, email my team, because we do a special price for husbands and wives together, because we know how much negotiation it takes. Okay. However, some people and most people are like this, sign up themselves and then bring their husbands along as much as they can, as much as their husbands are willing to do. Now, for some people, the husbands will read the modules and comment and sometimes do the exercises. For other people, they don't. But here's what's key. The financial responsibility in your family has to start somewhere. And so the fact that you are willing to stand up and take the financial responsibility, flippin' amazing and awesome. Wow, do it. The next thing is I have so many people, so many women who do this, whose husbands are not on board, who look at this program and go, money magic, what are you doing? And meditations about money, what are you doing? And what is all this about? This is a little bit woo-woo, etc. And within a year or 2 years, cannot believe the financial shift that's happened for their wives in their family and get so excited about the Money Magic program. In fact, I had one client whose husband was so scathing about the program and so skeptical. She just beavered away in the background and put the stuff in place and carried on doing it and doing it. And 3 years later, they wanted to put a swimming pool in their house. And he was like, oh, it would be wonderful, but we have to go into so much debt and I don't know if we should do it, etc. And she said to him, oh, no, we've got it in our long-term save to spend savings account. We can use that money for anything. It's not in our investment account. It's in our long-term save to spend. And he was like, what's a long-term save to spend account? And she was like, for spending on the things that we want to spend on. And they could afford a swimming pool, to put a swimming pool into their house. And he was blown away. He couldn't believe that this had happened. And as a result, he actually, the next round, came and did the program. So yes, you can be effective without them on board. Yes, it's more effective. I've had husband and wife teams do it together and shoot the lights out because they're on board. When Make It did hers, you heard her earlier. She did hers. Her husband was like, what's this? I'm not really interested. She just took the bull by the horns. And her husband's become more and more and more and more interested over the years. And she's now got her children fully involved. And her children are so money savvy and so money empowered. They are never going to be in the kind of crazy financial situation that Maker found themselves in. So those of you who are parents, this is one of the best gifts you can give to your children. You being financially empowered so that you can pass that down to them, which is one of the reasons so many of my students are not financially empowered, because your parents didn't teach you this stuff, right? And one of the best gifts that you can give to your children is not to ever be financially dependent on them. How many of you here have parents who are financially dependent on you? It is massively, massively stressful and draining. So please get financially empowered so that you are never, never financially draining on your kids. It's the best gift you can give them. Better than any of the stuff you can buy them right now. Penny says, how can I change my fear into positive mindset, believing that money is not the problem, but I am? Please do those masterclasses. Penny, email my team. I can see you nodding. Email my team. Great. They'll send you the recordings. Once you watch the recordings, ask for the bonuses. They'll send you the bonuses. Start. There's so much for you to work on from now. Okay. I really want to do your course as soon as I can. I've listened to your advice tonight, and you've made me realize that I can change things with your guidance. Thank you so much. Absolutely. When you're ready to do my course, the timing will be right. So some of you who are on this call today, the timing is right for you now. Awesome. Maker, please put the link for the Money Magic program into the chat box. So it is moneymagicprogram.com. I'm just going to pop up here. You have lifetime access. You get access to the community. And And so let me just share this. Yeah, don't do your money journey alone. Ask questions, get answers, find practical solutions. I would love to be your coach and guide. So the Money Magic program, it starts on Tuesday, the 8th of July. And the pricing, you get lifetime access. And the pricing of the program is, oh, I lost my share. Excuse me. So you can choose your payment plan. I've got a once-off payment, a 3 monthly payment, and a 6 monthly payment, because I know that there's a catch-22 about, oh my goodness, I need the money program. So that's why I do 3 payment plans. And for those of you in Southern Africa, you can, when you click on register now, you get the Rand price. And for those of you anywhere in the rest of the world, in the UK, in Canada, in Israel, in Dubai, in who else have we got that's joined? Portugal. I'm in Portugal at the moment. We've got a whole lot of people from Portugal that have joined us. You click on, and that is a US dollar price. So if you're here and you're from Canada and you're wondering, it is a US dollar price. So thank you so much for being here. Maker is going to jump in the type box and leave the bonus for being here. Any of you that arrived late, there's a bonus of subliminal reprogramming music. Penny, please use this music as well. When you listen to this music in the background, it'll put you into good vibes with money. Okay? It's works at a subconscious level to shift a lot of your money beliefs. Okay, another one of my tools, and one of my many, many tools in my toolkit. Are there any other questions? I said this was going to be a 45-minute session. It has been super awesome to be here with you. We start on Tuesday, the 8th of July. Enrollment closes on Tuesday, the 8th of July. So we start next Tuesday, but we don't start with the webinar. We start with the module landing in your inbox on Tuesday. So if you sign up on Monday, or if you sign up at 5 p.m. on Tuesday, don't leave it till the last minute, but I know that I'm a kind of a leave it to the last minute person. So if you sign up at 5 p.m., you'll get your module on Tuesday the 8th, right? And then you have a week to work through it. And we have our first webinar on Monday, the 14th of July. And Lebo says, can I do some woo-woo so that you can join the program? So Maker's already put you an affirmation for you. This is one of the things that I teach in the program. Why can I easily and effortlessly join the Money Magic program? And let's do some quick woo-woo with you, like a 2-minute woo-woo, and then I'm going to end off. So Lebo, jump on, unmute yourself. Look at you asking for woo-woo. Woohoo! I love doing woo-woo.
How are you?
It's completely up my alley. You know that. So
I know.
let's do some woo-woo on you joining the Money Magic program. And for anyone who's in that same space as Lebo, like I really want to join, but I just I'm scratched for the money to join, right? Just take a deep breath in and out. Close your eyes. Allow your top eyelids to gently rest on your bottom eyelids. Become aware of your breathing as you breathe deeply in and out. And as you breathe deeply and your body starts to relax, allow your breathing to become slower and longer and deeper and louder. And now I invite you to feel the insides of your hands, the energy inside your hands, almost like you're feeling your hands from the inside out. And I invite you to feel the energy in your feet, almost like you're feeling your feet from the inside out. You might notice some sensations, or some visuals, or some changes in temperature, or nothing at all. And now I invite you to feel into the whole of your energy body, like you're feeling your body from the inside out, all of the energy of your body from the inside out. You are energy. And you're now deeply aware of your energy and your energetic body. And I invite you to imagine that the energy of money walks into the room that you're in. And just notice this energy of money. And I invite you to firmly communicate your intention with money. It might be in words, it might be in actions, it might just be energy to energy. Imagine yourself feeling, thinking, saying to money, I am committed to being in great relationship with you. I would love to have the tools to make our relationship smooth and easy and advantageous to both of our needs. And if this is the right timing, and this is the right program for me to do, to improve and get our relationship thriving, then I ask you to please flow and make it possible for me. Notice what's going on with money. Notice what's going on with you. Take a deep breath in and a big exhale out of your mouth. Very slowly and gently, I'm going to count back from 10 until 1. And as I do, you'll find your awareness returning back into the room. And you'll feel bright and light and energized. 10, 9, 8, becoming slowly conscious. 7, 6, 5. Aware of your body, aware of your breathing. 4, 3, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. 2 and 1, you might want to stretch up and have a big yawn. Ah. Thank you for asking for the woo-woo. How was that for you?
It was really good.
Excellent. Excellent. I look forward to seeing what magic money creates for you in the next few days. I look forward to having you on the program. Woohoo! Let me tell you, I have had many a student who there's like been no way that they could do it, and they've set powerful intention and it magics. So that's part of the reason why this program is called Money Magic, because real magic can and does happen when you get into great relationship with money and you've got the intention. Like it always starts with intention. So thank you, everyone. Make is going to put the moneymagicprogram.com in the link as the last little bit for those of you who are like, yes, I'm going to go and check out the page again and see if I'm ready to take the leap. Thank you for all your fantastic questions. And for those of you who are joining me, awesome. For those of you who now is not the time, I look forward to seeing you on one of my next programs. And big love. Thank you for your time and attention. I so, so appreciate it. Big love. Good night.